train is running.
And I'll say Evan.
That's good. You're bored, but I don't have to be.
It's a win. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fids Talk today on the Fids Talk Sports Network. That is right. We are talking the report yesterday by Jacina Anderson. Dolphins exploring all options at quarterback. Before that, let's get this show rolling. Fish Tank Hank in the house. What's up, Fish Tank?
What's going on?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
You know, it's another day living the dream. You know what I mean? It's just feels that way today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Evan, fins up.
Evan in the house. Yes, I got it right this time. There was a mistake last time, but that's okay. That's all right. I got it right. I was ready to go. Bam, bam, bam. But anyway, Fids Talk today on the Fids Talk Sports Network, whether you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, smash the like and subscribe button on the YouTube channel. We appreciate you all tuning in. Man, Combine is going down. A lot of news coming out of the Combine. Players coming and saying that they've talked to the Dolphins. Sean Tucker, Illinois running back, says he spoke with Miami. You got Overshone, the linebacker. You got Noah Soul from Oregon. All of them have said they've talked to the Dolphins. So we know Miami has spoken to linebackers. Tucker Kraft, the tight end out of the South Dakota State, which is really cool. It's been very interesting. Let me ask you this. First off, what's up, Kenna? Good to see you, brother. Fish Tank, have you been keeping up with the Combine? And is there anything so far that stuck out to you so far from any of the any other, like the noise from the players or maybe Chris Greer or Mike McDaniel when they spoke? Anything stuck out to you?
You know, what I really gravitated toward was I was watching a defensive lineman, and I can't remember his name. But the guy was just unbelievable. And I knew Miami wasn't going for a defensive lineman. But this was like a mid-grade kind of guy, and he just started blowing everything up off the charts. And I couldn't remember who it was, though, unfortunately. But, yeah, I have been watching a little bit of the Combine here and there because we've been a little busy and, you know.
What's up, Troy?
After my wife retired, we've been a little busy having a little bit of fun. So
wouldn't have it any other way, my friend. Wouldn't have it any other way. Let me say, yeah, obviously a lot of players stood out so far. I mean, we know Nolan Smith out of Georgia. He's really lit it up.
Yeah.
Rusher. You know, he fast as heck, faster than Micah Parsons. But on interview side, one thing I've noticed, obviously the linebackers, a lot of linebackers, defensive backs. Jordan Battle out of Alabama also said he's met with the Dolphins. Tucker Kraft, tight end. Running back now has said it. I haven't seen any offensive linemen say it yet, but I'm not surprised. Why? Because Chris Greer, when he spoke, he says he's comfortable with the offensive line. He's comfortable, and he's not opposed to drafting a running back early than he usually does if Mike McDaniel likes him. So what stuck out to me, what's going to happen, and we're going to have your mock draft and not too long from now, about a few minutes or whatever. I think the Dolphins, I would not be surprised. And they could be smoke. They could be blowing smoke up everybody's butt. But the way what I'm thinking is I wouldn't be surprised. It could be like Miami's picks. They got 3 quality picks. I'll say all the picks to me are quality. I'm not like everybody. Oh, they got no picks. I think that's bull. But they got second round and 2 third rounders, which Miami likes to hit on some of those. I think it could be First off, I love best player available, but I would be surprised if it's first off defensive heavy, linebacker, defensive back, and then a running back possibly with the third pick, with the third round. I think it could play out like that. That's my suspicion so far. We got a little ways to go before we get there, but that's kind of how it's playing out, Fish Tank.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You think it's smoke?
I think it's all smoke and mirrors.
More
baby.
smoke than what's coming out of your house?
You know what? Look, when we get into no, there's never more smoke than what's coming out of my house. Come on now. You know better than that. And you know where there's smoke, there's fire. So there's always fire here.
That's right.
I just really love the way they talk to the media and all that and throw everything out there supposedly. And everybody bites on it. It's like a bunch of dogs waiting for a little scrap of meat or something.
Yeah.
No. They know they have problems with the offensive line. They know that they've had constant problems with their linebackers. And they also know that they have problems right now at cornerback. They know those are 3 glaring problems. And if they sit there and say otherwise, they're full of beep bonk. You know what I mean?
I hear you. So when they say, hey, we're comfortable with Eichenberg, we're comfortable with Jackson, we want to give them another year, you think it's smoke?
I think that they might give Jackson another year. I could see Jackson another year. Sure. But Eichenberg, maybe not.
Okay.
Because he was that bad. He was that bad.
Let's segue into the main topic, which wasn't really going to start off as we were going to talk backup quarterbacks, but we're going to talk a little more now because the Dolphins have said, Mike McDaniel has said, hey, next year, Tua is our quarterback. Or McGreer said, Tua is our quarterback. Of course, to me, it's always he's our quarterback until he's not our starting quarterback. That's the way it really is.
I'm the same way.
So I wasn't surprised by the report. Actually, I'm not mad at it. There was a lot of people seem to be mad at it. Yesterday, Josina Anderson, who is damn good at her job. Everybody has hits and misses. Okay. But Josina Anderson came out yesterday and said, hey, the Dolphins are exploring all options at quarterback. They are monitoring players like Lamar Jackson, the Rodgers situation. They're committed to it, but they are exploring all options. Let me give you my 2 cents first, Fish Tank.
All right.
I wasn't mad at that. A lot of people jumped on that. I think that's a damn good thing. That sounds like the Dolphins and Chris Greer are doing their job and doing their due diligence to make sure our team is in the best position to win. If they could land a quarterback, and it doesn't have to be a starter, but let's say an Aaron Rodgers or Lamar Jackson, they could figure that out. They could touch on those and they could do that. I would prefer that they do that than just sit on their hands and go, okay, let's go ahead and re-sign Teddy Bridgewater, or let's just go into season with no backup and an injury. I don't want to say injury prone, but often injured Tua. That's not doing your job. Do your job. How do you feel about the Dolphins exploring all their options at quarterback?
They got to explore all their options, but you have to go with the realistic options.
Sure.
And I seriously doubt Lamar Jackson's a realistic option. And I just think if nothing else, they'll franchise him.
I think so too. I think that unless the Baltimore Ravens we're talking about, unless I believe they're going to franchise tag him, but if they say, oh, you know what, we're okay with I don't want to say Will Levis, but let's say Anthony Richardson out of Florida drafting him, or maybe we go get Derek Carr. Maybe we'll feel comfortable with that. Maybe then they say, okay, we could kind of move forward or move off him. Or do they go, you know what, let's go ahead and make that move and make a trade? I think more than likely they franchise him. The more I don't say realistic option, because you got to think of draft capital and everything else. But hey, crazier things have happened. I said, I don't want to give up Dave Stager of Huddle Up and Wait threw a trade proposal out there. He's a Packers fan, but he said, hey, the Dolphins are one of those 4 teams that have explored Aaron Rodgers. And he told me, oh, pick 51, a first next year, and Javon Holland. I said, hell no. I said, to me, that's a little much for someone who might not be here for the 2 years. I'm okay giving. Are you frozen, Fish Tank? Might be frozen. We'll wait for him to bounce back. But I thought that was a little rich. But, hey, it's Aaron Rodgers, okay? Future Hall of Famer, 2-time MVP, Super Bowl champion. I think pick 52, absolutely. I think another second year next year, I'm cool with that, but not Javon Holland. I don't know if you guys, how you all feel about that. Fish Tank is back. Let's pop him in. There he is. Hey,
sorry
there
about
you are.
that, Bobby.
That's all good. It's all right. So I had, and he took that as opposed to me not being for Aaron Rodgers. First of all, Fish Tank, and I wanted to say this on the show because Fish Tank will know. Last year, I believe it was last year, Fish Tank. I can't remember. But last year, in the midtime with Flores, or was the coach, and we were in that losing streak. I told you we needed an a-hole at quarterback, and the quarterback I threw, whose name was thrown out there for me, was Aaron Rodgers. That was the guy that I had thrown out there. So I would definitely be okay if the Dolphins were to get Aaron Rodgers, if that was the case, but not for the price that's being thrown out there. There he is again. And so, Fish Tank, let me ask you, if you had a choice, before we go into backup quarterbacks, because we're going to go realistic, until something happens, we're going to stick with the realistic side, which is Tua's our starting quarterback for next year, which is not a lose situation. That's okay. But you got to have insurance.
Hey,
okay.
Let me say this, Bobby, because I blinked in and out. Tua is our starting quarterback, regardless, in my opinion, this year. I think if Miami's going to really go after a quarterback, I don't think that they're going to jump in the Aaron Rodgers game or anyone else game, the Derek Carr game or any of that. I truly believe they're going to wait till 2024. They're going to take this year with Tua, give the kid a little more time. I mean, yeah, he had injuries, but you never know. He might, concussions are – you never know if somebody's going to have a bunch of concussions or not.
Yeah.
Look at Jalen Phillips. He hasn't been having them. Look at Luke Kuechly. He had a whole bunch and had to retire. It just really depends.
It absolutely depends on the situation. So let me ask you this, because I'm with you. I think that more than likely, I'm not mad at Miami, or I'm not mad at Josina Anderson or anybody. I think it's great that Miami's doing their due diligence. I think, when a team says, that guy's my starting quarterback. Well, of course he's the starting quarterback, because who else?
Sure he is.
So Miami's doing it. But if Miami goes to next season with Tua as their starting quarterback, it's not the end of the world. It's not a losing situation, because he could end up being healthy. And you think of 2024. But before we get into backup quarterbacks, Fish Tank, because we got to talk about insurance, between Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson. Let's just put the realistic side aside. But if you had a choice and you say we could get one of these three guys, of course, you got to trade for the two guys. You got to sign Derek Carr off free agency. But if you had a choice between those three guys, who would be your quarterback? Who is the one that you say, you know what? Give me this guy.
Well, the only one with proven success really is Aaron Rodgers. I would do him because.
Frozen again. That's all right. We'll wait for him to pop up. Man, it never happens with Fish Tank. So he says Aaron Rodgers. I'm okay with that. I'm down with that. What's up, Ender? G-Man, Troy, everyone tuning in. We appreciate you. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. We're talking the Josina Anderson report from yesterday. The Dolphins are exploring all options at quarterback. But what does that mean? Does it mean starter? Does that mean backup? I think it means everything. They are checking into everything, and good riddance. That's great. Do your due diligence. Do not go into next season with no plan for quarterback or backup quarterback. You've got to have a plan in place. I love it. Good morning to the two amigos, Bobby and Big Hank. Vamonos. Love it.
Hey, Ender.
So I'm cool with it. I'm with the Aaron Rodgers thing. I'm not against the Lamar Jackson. I know the concerns who's a former MVP as well, but also young. And imagine him with a Tyreek and a Jalen and a Raheem Mostert, how that would look. That would be a very cool thing. But we're on that. So, guys, continue to put your comments there. What do you think? How are you feeling about that report from yesterday? Do you think Miami could actually get one of these guys? And if they could actually get one of them, who would you pick? But let's talk about backup quarterback possibilities, Fish Tank.
Okay.
Backup options here, recently released from the Atlanta Falcons, former Tennessee Titans first-round pick quarterback Marcus Mariota, Baker Mayfield, Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, Tyler Heineke from the Commanders, etc. Am I missing someone? Carson Wentz is another guy, but he may get a starter role. Skylar G says, Fish Tank, out of those guys, and including Skylar, he's earned a right. Mike McDaniel said it. He's earned a right to compete for the backup role. Not undisputed. He has to compete. So who is he going to compete with, Fish Tank? Who would you feel comfortable to say, let's get him as our backup? Because if and when Tua goes down, this guy could win us some football games. Teddy has shown he couldn't do that. Maybe it's just the team in general, or maybe the play calling. But Teddy couldn't do it. But are you comfortable with Teddy coming back? Or is there another quarterback could come in that you say, man, I think we could do this with this guy?
If I had to take any of these people, I'd take Heineke.
Oh, okay.
I just think he's the best of the worst.
The best of the worst. Yeah. I like it.
I mean, you already have a backup quarterback. If you want to be realistic, you have Skylar. Okay. And if they don't feel that he was good enough for a backup, they would have gotten rid of him, or they will get rid of him. So I think they're keeping him on the team. That sends a message that says, hey, we have a possible backup, but we still need a little extra, is my point, is what I think. And I would go with Heineke.
You know what? I absolutely like that. I was going another direction, but I like what you were saying there. I like where you kind of headed. I think G-Man's absolutely right. First off, Skylar, Ken, I'm going to read your comment right now, but I think Skylar is putting the work in. I think I just heard Greer say they are excited about Skylar's development. Look, he has said that he's working hard. We know he is. I think he has every opportunity to have that spot as the backup for now. Heineke, I like it. He's won football games. He's kind of that underdog. He's done it before. The guy I was leaning towards, to be honest with you, because he's won football games, I don't expect him to demand a lot of money. And I think he might do okay in a McDaniel type offense, is Marcus Mariota. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, because that would be my second choice.
Yeah, Mariota. So I'm with you. So I would say my second choice is Heineke, because I don't really see none of those guys really pushing Tua, but I see them pushing Skylar, and I see them being able to, if they were to come in the game, you're not going, oh, here we go, we're going to lose this one. Yeah. But Skylar has earned every opportunity to be the backup and to compete for the backup role. Kenna says, can't save nothing at this point, too deep on putting the right players around Tua. So go get someone like Lamar, who's athletic, completing exciting plays, lift up players. That's fair. That's fair. Lamar would do a lot for the offense. I get what you're saying.
It's fair, but Miami's not going to get Lamar.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. It would have to happen. And you know what? More than likely. And that's, if you bring back Tannehill, interesting. If he gets released by the Titans, I don't know if I would like to see. I would not be mad of it. I like Tannehill. I would just say I don't know if I want to see him in another number other than 17.
I'm not a Tannehill hater, but I wouldn't want to see him back.
He would probably take the job. He'd probably take the job. I'm just playing. I'm just being a douche. I'm having fun. All right, so let's continue this conversation, but let's talk about another position here, Fish Tank. Let's talk about running back. Running back is a very popular topic amongst Dolphin fans, if not quarterback. But, we had we had Raheem Mostert. We had Jeff Wilson traded midseason. Mostert and him both had 800 yards last year. Wilson, of course, got some of that with the 49ers. So it wasn't bad. I just, the problem was that for whatever reason, it was more to me. It wasn't offensive line. It wasn't the players. It was the coach. They got away from the running game. I don't get it. And people are telling me, because I brought up Derrick Henry this week, Fish Tank, and it blew up. I said, I heard on national radio that the Titans could be moving Derrick Henry. I went, that's BS. There's no way. He's the golden child. I'm going to give you a backstory here. I go looking online. I go explore. I go talking. I find out that, it's a possibility. And actually, it's Buffalo Bills that are more than likely the team that could get Derrick Henry. And I seen Von Miller's talking about it. So I said, whoa, if we're talking possibly trading for a player, because you know me, I said I don't want really any splashes this year. I just want to kind of a smart offseason and then make a splash in the draft. But if there is a splash to be made, you go get someone like Derrick Henry. And people were telling me, oh, first off, the tweet blew up. I had no idea it was going to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
But people are saying, oh, we have a passing heavy offense. Blah. I think that's BS. We're not supposed to have a passing heavy offense. Our coach is a run game coordinator. That's what he did with Debo. Okay. He knows how it is to make a successful running offense. Problem is he became a prisoner of the talent of Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Big passing offense. But guess what? Guess why? When we went 8-3, all of a sudden we dropped it and went 9-7 because he did not know how to adjust to make a balanced offense. How can you make a balanced offense? Go get you a damn running back you can trust and commit to having a balanced offense. Someone like
and at the
Derrick
same
Henry,
time, though, let me point out the defense didn't make adjustments either, though.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. But let's say we talk about realistic options. I threw Derrick Henry out there, but let's talk realist. Some players that are available free agent wise, we've talked about a lot of them. Josh Jacobs just got tagged, but Miles Sanders out of Philadelphia. An NFL writer has linked Miles Sanders to the Dolphins. Let me ask you this. I would like this move. I think he fits the offense. You got to hope that the coach commits to a balanced offense in the run game. How would you like Miles Sanders on this Miami Dolphins offense?
I think he'd fit in real nice, to be honest with you. How could you actually hate on that? You know what I mean?
I can't
he
see
would
why.
bring a lot to our backfield, to say the least. Very dynamic player, knows how to get in and out of his starts, knows how to watch the line and find holes, and I like him. I like him. What's not to like?
What's not to like? I agree with you. Let's see here. Pop this up. And so I'm down with that. And again, Sean Tucker, Illinois running back, has said he's met with the Dolphins. Let me make sure I don't miss this here. Let me pop this up as I'm looking and I'm talking about this. Let's go. David, he's been really good. David has been really on top of releasing David Furones of, the Sun Sentinel. Let's see. Is there any players that I missed today that they have spoken to? Nothing just yet. Okay. All right. So as we get back here, let me make this here.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It's time for a Miami Dolphins mock draft.
That's
now,
right.
You've been tuning
That's right.
in. You know I had. I haven't had released my second one yet, but the only one who hasn't yet, who loves doing mock drafts, is Fish Tank.
I haven't even put one out on Twitter yet.
You haven't yet.
That's how restrained I've been this year. But I wanted to do something that might be more realistic toward what I think Miami should do.
All right. So here we go. Right now, guys, if you're just tuning in, you're watching Fids Talk today on the Fids Talk Sports Network. That's Fish Tank. Hank, I'm Bobby Fids Talk. Smash that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you. Fish Tank's about to release his first official Miami Dolphins team mock. So, Fish Tank, the Dolphins don't move up in your draft. They're waiting at 51. The clock is ticking. There's no trades in general. Let's just run that off the clock.
Let's just be clear, though. I would trade back.
Yes, you would. And we will explore that on the next couple episodes because I am going to do that as well. So pick 51, round 2. Dolphins are on the clock. There's a few good players on your board, but who are you taking with pick 51?
I am taking John Michael Schmidt at 51. He is a center that can get outside the number one technique, off the snap, moving laterally as necessary. And, his lateral burst out of his stance allows him to work across face against the one technique and traverse gaps with relative ease. This guy is a beast. If you put this guy in the center, you then double up, you then have depth at center immediately. You then have depth at left guard where you need it. You then are ready to get a right tackle or get the right tackle fixed with who you have, depending on what Miami decides to do.
So right here, and if the Dolphins were to take John Michael Schmitz, who is one of the best centers in college football.
Yes, sir.
Could play offensive guard, offensive center. But if you put him at center, Guess what happens then? You put Connor Williams, who you signed last year, who played well at center, who's the 11th best guard in Dallas. You put him at left guard. Now you got your left tackle, your left guard, and your starting center and your right guard set up. So at that point, you only need to get your starting right tackle, sign some depth, and you're solid. So
That's
great
it.
pick right here at pick 51. So now we moved to round 3. The Dolphins, it's pick 77. Where are they going here, Fish Tank?
They're going with Jack Campbell, a linebacker out of Iowa.
Love it. One of my favorites.
I love me some Jack Campbell. He's a productive linebacker. He tends to find a way into the NFL ranks. So early on in 2023 draft, feels like he's a player on his way. You know, he was prolific for the Hawkeyes in 2021, accumulating 141 tackles, 3.5 tackles for a loss, and 2 interceptions and 6 pass deflections. See, that's a big one, the 6 pass deflections, because we need somebody that can do that. He's listed at 6'5", 243. Campbell is a massive tackling machine, Bobby. This guy, I would love to see him on the team. I would love Miami to pick him up in the 3rd round.
You know, if he's there in the 3rd round and at pick 77, I would throw my living room chair. I'd go nuts. I love this guy. At 77, at 51 especially, we were talking about him last night. His combine, people are, you know, and Evan just brought it up in the comments, might be gone by pick 40. That could happen. But you know what? Anything happens in the NFL draft. Guys that are not supposed to be there are usually, sometimes they're guys who are supposed to go in the 3rd round, go in the 1st round. Happens all the time. In this draft, Jack Campbell falls to pick 77. I would lose it if I got him.
Let me just say something, Bobby. If he wasn't there, I'd go after a Cody Mock or a Darnell Washington. So it's not like I didn't think about who was there. I definitely did.
I got you. All right. So we're still in round 3 here. Pick 84, Cody Mock, man. I like that guy. And, of course, I love Darnell, man. He's rising on boards, too. But so round 3, pick 84, Fish Tank. Do they go back to the offense, or do they stick on defense?
They are going to stay on defense with Caillou Blue Kelly out of Stanford, a cornerback. We need it. Impressed. Kelly plays with proper technique, shooting a one-arm strike against wide receiver's frame. He'll employ a kick step to remain on top of the route and maintain eye discipline on the hips to read wide receivers' tempo and intentions. You know, I really like Caillou Kelly out of Stanford. He knows he's got the speed to deal with the double moves, etc. Bobby, I just think he would be a knockout.
I love it. And you know what? I see your comment, Evan. Is it North Dakota? Just leave me alone. Whatever. It's one of the Dakota State universities. But Caillou Blue Kelly, I like it. Dolphins. Xavier Howard did not play well last year. He was dealing with injuries. Byron Jones, is he retired? Is he not? We don't know. A lot of these young guys stepped up. Dolphins definitely need added pieces to that secondary, and I think they will go corner. Who, I'm not sure. I love Christian Gonzalez, but he's going to go up there. He's really risen up boards out of Oregon. There's a lot of good guys. Julius Brents out of Kansas State is another guy. I love that guy. Caillou Blue Kelly going to Miami in Fish Tank's draft, pick 84 in round 3. So now the Dolphins wait a little bit. Everybody can go off, run off. We won't, Fish Tank. You know, the network, we got the live draft show going on, so I'll be busy all those days. But now the Dolphins are back on the clock. It's round 6, pick 178. They're going
Nick Broker. I love me some Nick Broker. This is apparent from, his high school days. I mean, he reportedly ran a 4.9 40-yard dash and a 4.66 shuttle drill in high school as a prospect in Illinois. That's pretty impressive. This guy, the whole reason I want him is because he would help to solidify that line. If we do decide to kick somebody over to right tackle out of the people we would have instant depth by moving Connor over as far as at center with Michael Schmidt. But this right here would finish the line. This would finish our line, our depth. It would take care of all of our problems. The only thing that they would have to take care of would be the right tackle, and that's it.
Package
complete.
Doubles down on offensive line, gets you to much needed depth. That's still an Austin Jackson, Eichenberg, now Nick Broker, John Michael Schmitz, Taron Armstead, Robert Hunt, Jones. So
I'd
offensive
get
line
rid
now
of
looking
Eichenberg. I'd be getting rid of people.
I understand that, but this gives you much needed depth in that situation. So round 7, pick 240. What's your final pick, Fish Tank?
My final pick, and I know you got it here somewhere, Bobby.
I got him.
Bumper Pool. All right. And I'm going to tell you right now, I just picked this guy because I like his name. All right. And that was it.
That's right. Yeah, that was it. I love that name, Bumper Pool. No,
I picked him basically because you want to have depth at linebacker, of course.
What's up, King Short?
People would say running back or this or that, or it could have been a tight end. It could have been just about anything. But when you're picking it at pick 240, I went with the cool name as a backup.
I like it. I like it a lot. Make sure I pull this up here. Bumper Pool and it added depth to the linebacker room. Good linebacker out of college in Arkansas. I like it a lot. Stack up that room. We need it. So there you go, guys. That's Fish Tank Hank's first official Miami Dolphins team mock draft
Bobby.
Released here.
But had I done it differently, I would have went center, tight end, tackle, linebacker, halfback.
So let me talk about the tight end.
For everybody that wants, because I had two mock drafts that I was working with, and one would give me things that the other one wouldn't, and vice versa.
That's how I do it too. Yes.
And I tried to go with the more realistic of the two. I got Jack Campbell in there, and I was like, that one's going to hit me a little bit, but I said that's okay because I would have went John Michael Schmitz still. Okay. Then I would have went Darnell Washington if he was there. Then I would have went Cody Mock. Then I would have went Aubrey Miller, the linebacker. And then I would have went Tavon Thomas, the running back. And that's what I would have done had I gone to try to fix everything. But I wasn't.
And you didn't go running back in this draft. So
no.
Very interesting. Of course, hey, look, and this was before the combine. This was before any kind of news came out or any kind of players. So this was his first official mock. Again, there's every year people release their mocks, and a lot of times people will say, "Oh, this guy won't be here, or that guy won't be there, or this guy will be, that guy wouldn't be taken." It happens all the time. Players fall, players rise. We'll see as it goes. I'll tell you this: Darnell Washington, round 3. You never know. I highly doubt. I would love Darnell Washington. That's my favorite player. Obviously one up next to Jack Campbell and those guys. But if not Darnell Washington, another guy to look at who's actually spoke with the Dolphins is Tucker Kraft.
Yes. I would take him too if he's there. That's what I'm saying. It depends on who's there, of course.
Absolutely. All right. So good show, McD, all day long. Let's see here. Just get all these comments there. These guys are we need to get Bobby a watch too. All right, Steve. I see you, Steve. All right. I would not be against the watch. Nice watch right here. All right. All right. So Fish Tank. It's about 34 minutes now, but that's okay. We're having fun. We like this. Let's play some Dolphins trivia before we close this out. And let me just remind everybody, guys, do not give Hank let's give him about 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever, to kind of think of the answer.
No, don't give me that long. Start chiming in.
No.
Because I usually need help anyway. Just chime in.
All right. So then, as Hammer's Time has said, and thank you, Hammer Time, I always appreciate you coming in. King Short in the house. King Short says, do we think Campbell makes it into the round 2?
Probably not.
Right now, no. But, again, we don't know. Things have happened crazier in the past. But you know what? There's a lot of good linebackers in this draft at the top, especially in the first 3 rounds that Miami could get that could fit the role they need. What's up, Charles B? Just accept your running back with concussion. Come on, Charles. All right. So Fitz Talk today on the Fitz Talk Sports Network. Smash that like and subscribe button. We're almost to the closing point here. We try not to keep everybody too long because we like to have her enjoy our Saturdays. But before that, let's put Hank on the hot seat. Let's
Put me
do
in
some
there.
Dolphins trivia. All right, Fish Tank. The Dolphins were charged, and not recently. I'm not going to talk about the most recent, which is Tom Brady and Sean Payton. The Dolphins were charged with tampering after the acquisition of which person? Larry Zonka, Ricky Williams, Don Shula, Dan Marino. Which person?
Don Shula.
Don Shula. Who did he coach before the Dolphins?
He coached the Indianapolis Colts.
The Baltimore Colts.
Well, I'm using the name they use now.
I know. I know. So
don't hold me to that stuff. You're giving me 3 quizzes in one.
What's up, Concrete? Concrete.fan in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button. Hey, Steve says Hank needs to finish baking. Yes. So it was Don Shula. After the 1969 season, Joe Robbie, owner of the Dolphins, signed Shula to a contract to become the Dolphins' second head coach. As a result of Shula's signing, the team was charged with tampering by the NFL and forced to give up their first-round pick to the Baltimore Colts.
I'm old, so watch out with some of those.
Hank was in high school at that time.
Yeah, I was just barely running around drinking my own milk.
That's right. The decision was controversial because negotiations were conducted before and after the official NFL-AFL merger. Had the negotiations been concluded before the merger, while the NFL and AFL were rivals, the anti-tampering rules would not have applied. So that's what happened. All right, Fish Tank, number 2. We only got 3. Who holds the franchise record for interceptions? Sam Madison, Pat Surtain, Xavier Howard, Jake Scott, or Dick Anderson?
Say him one more time. You went fast, bro.
I thought you froze again.
I thought you were going to give me 3, and I'm like,
all right.
Who?
Okay, I'll write it back. Sam Madison,
Yeah.
Xavier Howard, Pat Surtain, Dick Anderson, or Jake Scott?
Jake Scott, Super Bowl MVP.
Jake Scott is correct. Jake Scott currently holds the most interceptions by a Miami Dolphin. Ender had it right. He had Don Shula. Evan is wrong. Sammy says King Short had Sammy Madison. No, it was Jake Scott. I almost said Dick Scott. Jake Scott still holds the record. Xavier Howard is catching up, but not just yet. All right, last but not least.
Just point this out to you today, Bobby.
There you go. 2.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. That's right. I'm not wrong. I'm Canadian. Yep, the first number 13, right? Jake Scott was the first number 13, wasn't he?
That's right.
That's right. All right. Don't worry, King. Hey, we all get some wrong, brother. It's all good. Concrete says, we just need a quarterback who could stay on the field all season, including playoffs. 2 is great when he is on the field. All right. So how many times, talking quarterback, number 13, let's talk about number 13, the most famous quarterback for the Dolphins. How many times did Dan Marino lead the Miami Dolphins to the playoffs during his playing career? 6, 10, 8, 4.
How many playoffs?
How many playoffs?
Say it again.
6, 8, 10, 4.
4.
Anybody else? Hank is 2 for 3. Right there.
Unfortunately, 4.
That's okay. That's okay. 2 for 3 right now. Anybody else? How many times did Dan Marino lead the Dolphins to the playoffs? Ender has 8. King Short has 10. Concrete has 6. Evan has 8. The correct answer is, we'll be right back after these messages. I'm just kidding. It is 10. 10 times Dan Marino had led the Dolphins to the playoffs. Damn, 4 times. No, 10 times, guys. 10 times. So King Short is right. King Short, you get a cookie. Go to your kitchen cabinet. Go get yourself a cookie. You deserve it, my friend. We appreciate you for playing Dolphins.
Yeah, but you should have asked us how many times have we won.
No, that's too depressing. That's too depressing. We're not going there. We're not going there. We're not going there.
I think that's where my mind was.
That's probably where it was. That's okay. I get it. I get it. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Fish Tank, before we close it out, my friend, any final words for you?
You know, it's great coming on here with you, Bobby. I appreciate you, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And Evan, I still love you.
There you go. There you go. Oh gosh, I thought it was so funny. I'm gonna say it. Hey, did you see the comment last week? He goes, "This guy wrote me out of his will." So oh, everybody loves Heaven.
I didn't do a thing though. I don't get it.
All love. Everybody loves Evan. Oh gosh, that's so funny. Oh, Evan made me die with that. I was crap. Oh god, when I saw that comment last week. Oh goodness, it's all good. All right, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fitz Talk today on the Fitz Talk Sports Network. Join tomorrow on the network. There's the fantasy football show. I'm surprised fantasy football never ends. Let Josh Kimmel talk to you about it. I was surprised about it. Have some final words, lunchtime. That's right. Oh, all right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and most importantly, fins up, everyone.
Fins up.